most anticipated games of the season is October 3rd when Tom Brady will return to New England for the first time since leaving and signing with the Bucs. Tom shouldn't expect the welcome wagon, according to Patriots defensive tackle Byron cowart, who was on the team last season. Brady was in Foxborough. Now, while on the Patriots Way of Life podcast, cowart said, "We ain't welcoming him. We just got to play him. There's not going to be no damn ceremony for him or nothing like that." So, no ceremony for Teflon Tom, who won 6 Super Bowls with the Patriots. That, according to cowart. Before we get into this, Max, you know we're going to be at that game, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Wouldn't miss it.
and we're like, you're going to be in Patriots Place.
Yeah, I know. I haven't been able to go back to Cape Cod in, like, I don't know, since I made the cliff prediction. But, you know, other than that, everything's okay.
Oh, you could go back to Cape Cod. Stephen A., I'll start with you. What's your reaction to these comments?
Oh, my Lord. Boy, y'all lucky I'm still, just getting over my illness over the past few days. Who the hell is this? What, Byron cowart? Is that what his name is? I mean, I looked him up. Played at Maryland? Maryland? Is that's what it is? He's a defensive lineman. Yeah, 5th round pick, if I remember correctly, right? Am I right about that, Molly? I think. Let me try to look this up here. I think I'm right about it. I mean, in the 5th round, the 159th overall pick, playing in New England. Oh, by the way, you arrived after the 18 previous years. Tom Brady was there, in which he went to 9 Super Bowls, won 6 of them. Division crowns, what is it, 15, 16 of them? If not more, I might be off. Who the hell is Byron cowart think is? Did you consult with Robert Kraft, the owner? I think that he's going to make that call. And I think that he's going to make sure that Tom Brady, some big montage, something's going to be showing their level of appreciation for the greatness that man displayed for 19 years in the New England Patriots uniform. Do you understand, Byron cowart, that the only reason the New England Patriots matter is because of Tom Brady? You understand that? It ain't because of Steve Grogan. It ain't because of anybody like that, okay? It's because of Tom Brady. Damn straight because of Drew Bledsoe. Now, Bill Belichick might have something to do with that, but the nerve, the unmitigated gall, I mean, what the hell is wrong with you to sit up there and utter such blasphemy out of your mouth? Who do you think you are? Now, you might step on the field and the 1 sack that you have in your career, okay, over the course of 14 games and 29 tackles, okay, you might sack Tom Brady, you might get a tackle or 2. We get all of that, but you don't sound disrespectful like that about Tom Brady. And speaking for the team, no, you didn't qualify to do that. Robert Kraft's gonna make sure of that decision. And oh, by the way, Byron cowart, when you go out in the streets of Foxborough, Massachusetts, or anywhere in Massachusetts, especially Boston or whatever, why don't you say that to them and watch what kind of reaction you get from them, that we ain't welcoming Tom Brady. Tom Brady will always be welcomed. In Foxborough, you, my friend, in light of what you said, you the one that might not be welcomed.
Cowart's like, so what if he went to 9? What about the other 9 years he was there? It's not like he did it last year on a torn MCL. Oh, he did?
Oh, yeah, he did.
I love the attitude, Stephen A. I'm not going to lie. I love the attitude in that player because the player's like, I don't care who it is. We're playing against them. I'm just trying to beat them. But you do not say that out loud in the press. That's a rookie mistake or a second-year mistake or whatever. You don't say that in the press. You know what's even worse than Tom Brady? Tom Brady with bulletin board material. What are you doing? You don't say it out loud. But right, but I do appreciate the attitude. Now, some coach, if Belichick's in the mood, someone's got to put their arm around this kid and be like, that's right. That's the right point of view. Don't ever say that again out loud. Ever. Think it. Don't say that in the press.
Listen, man. There's certain things you just don't say, about certain people. Like Tom Brady. Tom Brady might pick on him the whole game. Tom Brady, remember, now listen, did we not just see Tyrann Mathieu, the honey badger, who is phenomenal? He's great. Did we not just see Tom Brady pick on him in the Super Bowl because he was talking smack to Tom Brady? Now, imagine what could happen to this guy right here.
Howard's got to go out and get 3 sacks now.
The only thing I could compare it to, Max, was years ago. I could say it now, but I wouldn't do it to him for years because I loved him so much. But I remember when Dikembe Mutombo was playing for the Philadelphia 76ers, and he was arguing. He literally was arguing with me one day. Steve,
MJ story.
Kareem. I said, don't you ever say that in public. Don't you ever utter those words in public. I said I won't quote you. Don't you ever mention your hook as the sky hook, as the same as the sky hook. Don't you ever mention yourself in the same breath as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Have you lost your mind? And I wouldn't write it because I got so much love for Dikembe Mutombo. I wouldn't quote him. I wouldn't quote him. He's retired now. It's been a long time. But I wouldn't quote him for that. But I'm like, how dare you? The blasphemy. These are the kind of things I'm talking about.
All right, we'll leave it there on that note. When we come back, Sean McVay upgraded his quarterback in a big way this offseason. Will Matthew Stafford...
A little game called Better, Worse, or the Same. And Rob Ninkovich, I will start with you. Your buddy Tom Brady, this season, is he going to be better, worse, or the same than he was last year?
Oh, man, watch out. He's going to be better. You know why? Because he's going to have a full offseason. We all know last year was a crazy year with no offseason and not having the preseason games to get back into the swing of things. So I think that they're having 22 returning starters. Tom Brady's going to be better, and watch out because he might go back-to-back.
I think that's actually a reasonable take. Neat. Dak Prescott, better, worse, or the same?
Probably the same, and hopefully he stays healthy, which he's been for most of his career. But I think that Dak's been one of the more consistent quarterbacks in this league, and they have all the playmakers that he needs to continue to put up big numbers. Last year he was off to a great start before he got hurt, so I expect him to pick up where he left off.
Graziano, let's go to Ben Roethlisberger, the age of 39. Better, worse, or the same?
Going to say worse. As you get into this age range, it seems to happen for just about every quarterback. And, you know, Ben was okay last year. That's the thing, right? I mean, part of the reason they had success was he was really getting rid of the ball quickly, as quick as anyone in the league. And that was a big factor there. I just think it's going to be hard to repeat that level of performance. And I don't feel like they've improved the line enough to prop him up the way that he would need to be if his performance does drop off.
Well, let's talk about that a little further, because the Steelers and the Cowboys, these two historically great franchises, will be the first two teams to open training camp, and that is because they're playing in the Hall of Fame game. They were supposed to a year ago. That game never took place, of course, because of COVID, and so now they will, and both these teams thus will be on the practice fields quite soon. And I wanted to ask you the question, which team is more reliant on their quarterback this season? So if you look at the Cowboys, who are thinking postseason thoughts, you look at the Steelers, who I will repeat, they have behaved like a win-now team. They brought back a 39-year-old quarterback and drafted a running back in round one. Which of these two teams is more dependent on their quarterback having an MVP caliber season? Neek?
I mean, I think it's Dak. I think the Cowboys are more dependent on Dak. We saw what the Cowboys look like